that record, basically what happened was, and I don't want to talk too much shit, but I don't really care. Like Lana's cool, but she is stubborn in the studio. To her credit, like she was basically walking into a studio situation with like a bunch of like ornery drunk dudes, and like held her own, and did the whole thing. But the drummer who was on that session initially is a very close friend of Leon and I's, named Max Weisenfeld, who's this German freak show. And he was in like funk bands in Munich in the 90s. He was like ahead of the curve of even us in New York. And he's this like true, like, he like moved to Ghana 5 years ago and opened up a recording studio. He's like that
Oh,
kind of guy.
wow.
He like moved to Ghana with drumsticks. Um, and is, along with Homer and like maybe one or two other guys, like one of the only drummers that I'm really like, have the sort of the very, very deep sort of musical connection with. And Dan had put together the band, and he had brought, it was me and Leon and a couple other people's, Kenny Vaughn, who's just like really sick, uh
Yeah, Nashville cat.
Nashville guy, a couple of other people, and Max. And after like halfway through the session, Lana just fired Max. It was just like, I think her line was, he's taking too many European liberties with my music. And so he was like sent off packing back to Berlin. And I handled drums and bass duties for basically the rest of the record.
Oh, wow.
I would just like play drums and then overdub bass, or maybe like Dan would play bass while I would play drums, or maybe someone else would cover bass while I was playing drums.